go from there.
Cool.
So yeah, so today we're going to be talking about, like we get a lot of inquiries at the moment. A lot of people want to DIY solar, and we just want to basically have a chit chat today about DIY solar and is it the right thing for people to do? So, mate, DIY solar. What's your opinion on DIY solar? Do you think people should give it a crack and learn to install their own solar system?
Absolutely. There's no better way of understanding it, I suppose. When you have the products and it's up to you to install them, it's up to you to take into account the voltage restrictions of things and how it all goes together. It gives you a heaps better understanding of how it all goes.
Yep. Yeah, I noticed that people that are, over the years that we've dealt with, the people that have installed their own solar systems and learn it have such a better understanding and they get more out of their system, is the reality.
Absolutely. How to use it.
Yeah. So what do you recommend? What sort of parts of the area that people are not confident? Well, yeah, it's pretty much get people to get professionals involved that are not confident. What's the majority of the stuff people do themselves?
Most of the extra low voltage stuff, so all the low voltage DC, 12, 24, 48, it's all quite straightforward. Likelihood of hurting yourself there is minimal compared to 240. So that stuff you'll do yourself. Just get an electrician in when you want to do your final 240 volt connections and that sort of jazz.
Cool. And so you guys pretty much on a weekly basis, you do a lot of pre-programming systems for customers. So it's you've done all the stuff that really requires technical work or education. You guys are pre-programming the products for customers.
That's it. Yes.
Tell us how that works.
So we'll pull the inverter out of the box, so if we're just supplying the components, we'll pull the inverter out of the box and we'll program it ready for the panels, batteries, inverter, everything that they're going to be using. We'll have it ready to go. So when they plug it all together, the system already knows what voltages to charge the batteries at, for example, and how it's interconvened. It's ready to go. It means once they get all the connections right, it'll just work.
Yep. Yeah, cool. So it's pretty much just plug and play.
Plug and play, yep.
Plug it all in, connect the panels up, your batteries, and it's all going to work.
Exactly.
So what size system would you recommend? Like that a customer, what size system do you recommend they do themselves? Where's the limit you'd recommend maybe get a professional involved?
I reckon it's pretty straightforward doing things up to around 8-10 kVA inverter, that is size inverter. After that, like adding multiple inverters in parallel and larger, more complex systems, I reckon you're better off getting a professional in to do the work. But for the most part, when you have a single inverter, battery bank, you should be able to do it yourself.
Yeah, cool. So if I'm going to DIY, as long as I put just one inverter in, standard amount of batteries you want to do in the panels and things like that. Recently, there's a law change while we're away. Well, not law, but they've changed. They're claiming the STC rebate, so that's actually going to make smaller systems more expensive if you are getting an installer involved because there's no STCs anymore in smaller systems.
Exactly.
So you can't claim the rebates on smaller systems. So I think if you're putting in a smaller system, when I say smaller system, like probably off-grid 5 kilowatts of panels or less, you're better off having a crack and doing a DIY yourself than getting someone involved because you can't claim the rebates anymore unless you put an AC coupled inverter in.
Absolutely.
So that's what adds to the cost of the system. So cool. So what other tips do you reckon give to people that, if I'm saying, hey look, I want to DIY my system, what are some tips you think people should really focus on and learn to understand before they take on this project?
Really get everything laid out, understand the relationship between each component.
So what is getting everything laid out look like?
Getting everything laid out looks like have everything out in front of you with your batteries, your inverter up on the wall, panels on the roof, or just in front of you. So you want to look at the voltage output of all your panels, see what voltage you want them to end up being at once you have them in series, parallel. And have a think about it before you start.
Cool.
Run through from the roof down, generally.
So yeah, so before you guys, where do you start designing a system? So if I'm a customer, I've never done this before, I'm like, right, I want to get into, I bought a block of land at the back of the Shannon with a shed on it with, a couple of LED lights at the moment and I'll carve back from solar and I'll put solar on.
Yep.
I want to go down the DIY path. Where should I start my journey?
All right, well, if you want to start by designing the size of the system you want, see what loads you want to use overnight, how you want to do your cooking, and your peak demand loads, so how big the largest load you plan on running will be, and we'll decide your inverter size. Then you want to figure out how much storage you're going to want overnight, so just enough to get you through the night till the solar can come on the next day. Then you also want enough solar to run your loads of the day and to charge the battery completely.
Cool. So sit and work at your energy demand first with all your appliances, and then do a design and then work it out. So yeah, cool. Now, any tips when designing a system of something that you'd recommend to do?
How do you mean?
What's the thing about when you're designing a system? Add a few extra panels, more batteries.
Always extra panels.
Yep.
Wherever possible, the more panels, the better.
Put as many panels up as you can.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So they're definitely on the, on really good days you don't get any benefit from. It's more those cloudy, crappy days that you really make up for those. So cool. So we've had a lot of, I know we've done a lot of single line diagrams for customers the last couple of weeks. There's a lot more inquiries for DIY. Why do you think a lot more people are choosing and wanting to go DIY?
Price is probably quite a decent factor, but so much information available now. I think people just have the information there, they're ready to give it a go, want to learn it for himself.
Totally. For me, it's my that is my favourite part of customer calls up and they get a pre-wired DIY board, they get it, they ship it in, they install it all, and they call you up and say, it's all installed, I've got power stroke, I did it all myself. Like, that is my favourite part of anything we do, is having that and especially people that are, that are older, not really good with technology, and they build their own power station. It's pretty exciting. I remember when mine for the first time, got my own power station. It was pretty damn exciting. You just out of nowhere you've created power. So it's a pretty cool feeling to have, and I love sharing that experience with people and helping people on that journey to really understand what it's all about and to get that solar system sorted. And it's nothing more powerful than building your own power system. So So do you remember your first ever solar system you installed?
Yeah, I do. Right up the back of the channel.
So that would have been Rena's probably?
Yep.
So that's your first ever system?
I believe it was, yeah.
Interesting, there you go. So come a long way since there, hey mate?
Long way, yes.
Cool, so all right. The thing is, so it's more for DIY. If you think about DIY, it's something that you really want to do. Like, we offer a service, we can help you design a system and that sort of stuff to help you source all the parts and things like that. And like I said, it's so powerful to be able to do it and get the professionals in when you need professionals. Like 240, for example, I highly recommend just get an electrician to come in, do the 240. I hate electrical work, but I'll get an electrician to come and finish it off, and you can have your inverter and all the power done. He can come and do all the dangerous stuff and get it done for you, make it happen. So cool. Thanks for your time today, Aidan. And
thank you.
Yeah, guys, any questions or comments, put down below, and Aidan will respond and have a conversation. If you want help or anything like that, just post down below if you're thinking about doing a DIY system, and we can see if we can help you out. Cool. All right, guys, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
Good one.